Hey, this is Deepesh, and I'm live and direct from Calgary in Canada. Today's the 2nd of August. I'm really excited to bring Dimitris on as my next expert speaker. So Dimitris and I don't know, we've been connected probably for about 8 months now, and he's someone that I have a lot of time for, not just for his work, but also for him as a person. So for that, I'm really excited to have him on board and to talk through kind of his expertise and his background as well. So this is an opportunity for those of you that are on the live call to ask Dimitris questions. I'll let Dimitris introduce himself shortly, but he has a ton of experience on not just like, if you know him, Google Analytics, e-com, Facebook ads, etc. But a big part of what Dimitris does, which I really appreciate, is mindset and coaching and kind of helping out entrepreneurs as well, which it is something which kind of I really kind of learned from him as well. So this is your opportunity to ask him questions. His time is extremely valuable, so I'm really happy that he's taking the opportunity to talk to me on this live call. And I'm going to go through some kind of questions. We'll find out a bit more about Dimitris's background as well. So if you're on the live call and you have a question, just put hashtag live so that I know to go through and answer that. If you put hashtag replay, if you're looking at the replay, then I can come back later. Maybe if Dimitris has time, he'll come back later as well, and we'll kind of answer those questions as we go through as well. So Dimitris, it'd be good to have a few minutes intro of who you are and what you do.
Of course, of course. First of all, it's a great pleasure. I can hear the background a lot. I can hear my voice in the background from your computer, I think, Deepesh. Okay, so we need to fix that. I've been a victim of that too, so this is why I'm using I'm using this. All right. So first of all, I'm super happy to be here. I'm based in Greece, so you can see the time differences. The time difference is big, so we try to make things happen and work for this live call. Always a pleasure being hanging out with Deepesh. Either it's in Florida, either it's in Barcelona, London, wherever that is. Because Deepesh is one of the guys that I really admire. I have a great ton of respect for him, for what he does. First of all, as a person, and a family man, and second of all, as an entrepreneur, because he's a freaking beast in Facebook ads and he's crossing it with his agency. So it's always a pleasure and it's a time well spent. We are all busy, and I want to thank all the guys and girls that jumping into these live calls and have a question to ask, because without you, we are just two guys talking in here, which it doesn't make any sense. So for those of you that you have no clue who I am, my name is Dimitris Skiadas. I'm Greek. I live in Greece, born and raised here my whole life, and my background has nothing to do with internet marketing. My background, I studied to be an accountant and worked for many years. But as I jumped in and started working for the biggest agencies here in Greece, I started working with really big accounts here in Greece. Started looking at running their Google AdWords campaigns. I started looking up their Google Analytics, YouTube ads, Facebook ads. Back then, it was mainly in 2010, 11 when I got started. It was more about Facebook ads. I don't know if you can hear me, see me, because I see Deepest here. It's frozen, so I'm not sure if we're live here. Let's see over here. Just making sure that we are live, guys. Because I can see, let's see, are we live? here. There he is. He's back. Yeah, there he is. Okay, I was talking all alone for a moment, so I'm glad we have you back, Dipesh. So I'm public speaking all over the world. I do a lot of training, everything that has to do with Google Analytics, conversion rate optimization. I really have only one talent, but I'm really, really good at it. Like, try to uncover opportunities for scaling. There's so many people that are leaving so much money on the table that you would be shocked. Okay, I talk daily.
Geraldine says I'm back, but I can't see Dimitris. Sorry, guys. Technology, eh? Who would work with technology? Let's see if we can get this going.
All right, let's see.
Sorry, guys.
Don't worry. Okay, you're back. Can you guys hear us? Okay, we can see him. We can see you. The bearded man. Always in our favor.
Okay, you can see both of us, but I can't see Dimitris, and I don't know if he can actually see me. Let me just see if I can refresh this.
On and off, it throws.
Dimitris, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Awesome. I'm back.
Okay. I don't know if we're back right now. I can't see the live right now. Okay,
so
we're back.
I can hear you. Sorry, guys. If you just comment again, if you can see the both of us and hear the both of us. Okay, cool. So Geraldine says we're actually back. So it looks like we are actually back.
Thank God.
Thanks, Dimitris, for actually hanging on and hopefully get the engagement going. So I don't know, like I cut off halfway through your intro, so I'm assuming you've done your intro now.
Anyway, the thing is that I got thrown off by you being off and on, the live being off and on, and I started and I was going like this. Anyway, I think that people right now have a good idea on what we are going to talk about today. Mainly about e-commerce, traffic generation, Facebook ads, Google AdWords, Google Analytics, and mainly this type of stuff. Yeah.
Absolutely. Cool. So one of the things I like to do when I bring people on is just to kind of go through some questions on their background and kind of who they are as well. Dimitris, one of the questions I like to start off with is, if you weren't doing what you're doing right now and you had like, a choice to do absolutely anything you wanted, what would you love to be doing right now?
Well, I know. Just beforehand, people will say, man, you're bullshitting us. Like, there is no way that, probably you would like to be somewhere in a beach, hanging out, blah, blah. But you know what? I love what I do. I really, really love what I do. I like, and especially the part of the business that I really, really enjoy. I really enjoy meeting people. I really enjoy listening to their stories because I get inspired as well. There's so many people that started from zero, and being out to events, either I'm speaking to an event or I just go there to network and hang out. You meet so many interesting people, and I also enjoy doing these live trainings, the interviews, like creating webinars, being live on stages, hosting the masterminds that I'm doing. I'm not really a fan of setting up a Shopify store or uploading the products or writing the copy. Although I've done this in the past, I'm not really a fan of that. But I really love when I meet these people. I believe that even when I go, when it's time to, let's say, retire, I will still want to be able, to do these events, go network, meet people. This is really what pumps me. And it's one of the things that I always said, when I was a young boy, 6, 7 years old. Greece is a really beautiful place. So we had tourists from all over the world, and tourists would come all over the world. And I wasn't speaking English back then, so all the kids would come out, and we couldn't understand each other. They were speaking whatever the language. I was speaking Greek, and I remember that's kind of cheesy, but I always said, you know what? When I grow up, I'll be able to travel to find these friends from all over the world and meet them. So it's an amazing feeling, and it's really a blessing to do whatever we do. We travel the world, we meet so many great people, we have fun, we grow our businesses. So I don't think I would do anything else, honestly.
That's awesome. And you mentioned about kind of meeting lots of people, traveling, etc. And you're one of the people that I have looked to look at kind of modeling. So what you do really well is you share your knowledge online, you get your name out there, you make these connections, you're meeting them physically, etc. And it's something I haven't really done too much of in the past. So my networking has been mainly in the UK and London, but now since the end of last year, I've started to expand that out. So met you at Funnel Hacking Live. Again, we met in Barcelona, but meeting a ton of people. And this is something I talk to a lot of people about, is investing in themselves and their network. Like, that's such a huge part of developing yourself, your business. I mean, talk to me about your kind of network and how that's grown over the last few years.
Oh my God, I'll tell you one thing only, and to all these great people that are here watching us, watching this Facebook Live, if I had to say that only one factor, only one thing that led me to the big or small success, it doesn't really matter, but to reach the kind of level that I have right now, is my network. Like, it's always that I met someone that helped me progress in this life. I think I've done so far, if I recall correctly, if I counted correctly, I think I've done so far 18 events, which I have visited in the past 3 years, like 24 countries, multiple times in the United States, multiple times in United Kingdom too. So it's really one of the things that really helped me progress, like going out there, because you know what? You can learn Facebook ads. You can buy a course. You can open. You can be in a Facebook group. You can open YouTube. Again, you can learn that. You can learn how to set up a Shopify store. You can learn Google Ads, YouTube, Instagram, email marketing. Whatever you decide, you won't be an expert. But in the next 30 days, if you really decide to learn a skill, you can really decide. I actually taught all of the things, most of the things that I know, I taught myself because I really wanted to learn. But one thing that really helped me is always meeting someone. Like I met Don Wilson, which is he's my mentor. 3 years ago, he was the guy that helped me quit my job. I met Matt Smith 3 years ago in Orlando, Florida, at the Build Grow Scale event. He was the guy who really helped me. We did the training together, and due to him, I made my first serious money online. I met Stephen Evan Tan where do I met? I met them last year in New York, and last year in October, November, I spoke in front of 700 people in Singapore. Okay, so Facebook is good. Okay, it's good for connections, but Facebook is faceless. Okay, I really knew who Deepest was, and we kind of connected, I think, last October, November. But when we met in Florida and we have fun, and we went to that Greek restaurant, which was really un-Greek. Anyway, that's a story for another time. And now again in Barcelona, and now I invited Deepest to come to Greece to join and talk to my people in my Greek mastermind, which I'm having in September. Meeting real people. This is the thing that always led me and helped me. So if you're out there, guys and girls that you're watching right now, and you have never been out, I highly suggest you go out and meet people, and you don't need to have an agenda. Like, I would see so many people that they wouldn't really care about you. I saw it in Barcelona too. They would come and say, "Hey man, what's your name?" Deepesh. Okay, what do you do? E-commerce. Oh man, I have they were trying to fill out to find the card the car visit to say that, oh man, Dimitris, I have like an amazing software. Let me give you, man, go inside and you will find an amazing software. We spy like 1,000 stores, blah, blah, blah. They wouldn't care about you. All they cared is to have an agenda, to talk to as many people as possible, so to make sales. Obviously, we all go there because we want to go for business reasons, obviously, but don't go and have an agenda. Just have fun, meet people, network, ask for advice, give advice, have fun, build those relationships. So this is the number one thing that helped me so much.
Absolutely. So how long has it been since you quit your 9 to 5, and how are you finding it now?
Oh my God, it's 3 years and 2 months now. It was May 2015, and it was one of the scariest things I had to do because I really had no idea what to expect. The most difficult thing when you're working for yourself is that you really, really have to work for yourself. Like, no one is going to push you to tell you, hey, dude, you have to come 9 to 5 to work, or no one is going to tell you that, hey, we need to fill this, we need to do these things today, and these are the tasks, and these are the things. So it requires a big amount of discipline, which I admit I didn't have in the beginning. Like, I would be in my house, like my wife would go, wake up to go to her job, to her 9 to 5. I would wake up at 10:30. Then I would say, okay, let me go grab a coffee and have something to eat. I would start at 12. Then a friend would call and say, hey man, you want to go grab some coffee? And I was like, sure, let's go. So I ended up spending all day and doing nothing. And then when the results at the beginning wouldn't come, I was like, oh, dude, you have to be really serious about this. You can't be like, oh, I'll work whenever, or I don't work on weekends. Like, after the point which got really, really difficult, I'm at an office. I also have a young kid which is 2 years old. So at the beginning, it's all more about, okay, I'm making some money online, etc., etc. But when you start seeing things serious, you say that, okay, I have to get my own office that I can work and be really serious about it.
Absolutely. So one of the things, like, I just want to kind of mention to people, we are going to get to questions. Put hashtag live if you have a question, so we can kind of know which ones to respond to. So just keep racking your questions up. We'll come back to those. And just a reminder, this is the Facebook Ads Power Hour, where I'm interviewing someone, and actually the people I invite on are people I actually want to speak to. So this is not just kind of filler stuff. This is high quality people that I actually want to learn from and speak to as well. So keep your questions coming down as well. So in terms of the work that you've done, Dimitris, so you work with clients on e-com. Do you also run your own e-com as well?
Yeah, I do. I can still hear myself in the background. Coming
That's
from
really
you.
annoying.
Yeah, it really throws me off. I can hear myself.
Try that now. Is that any better?
Okay, test. Okay. No, still.
That's crazy. I don't know what to do. I've unplugged the microphone, but I don't know what's going on.
All right, I'll try to make. Oh, and I can still hear it. Anyway, so we have. No, man, I'm sorry. It's not gonna work. I don't know why I can hear myself.
Does anyone know how to sort the microphones out? Is it still the case to me?
Yeah, I can still hear my face. I can still hear my voice. Mute yourself, Dimitris.
Sorry?
Mute yourself.
Ah, okay.
Or take off your earplugs and top.
Where's the... There isn't actually a mute button. That's... Right, try it now.
Test. 1, 2, 3. Yes, we're good. Okay, cool. No, I can still hear
That's annoying. If I mute my side, then you can hear yourself okay, but then I can't hear you, which is not cool.
Open up your Facebook in your phone.
Mute button. Yeah, I don't know. This is crazy. Okay, Mustafa says he can hear the feedback as well. All right, Dimitris, you talk. I'm going to go and grab headphones. Maybe that'll solve it.
All right, I'll try to.
All right, I'll try to. I'm going to put myself on silent so you help your feedback.
Did you do it? Okay. Yes. Okay. Now I can hear anything. All right. So what Dives asked if I have my own e-com store. Yeah, we do have an e-com store that is a print-on-demand brand that I'm having with a partner. But it's not what we're trying to do with this store is we are trying to build it on an actual brand. So it really takes time. We are building out the team. We have a really big team of 22 people in Pakistan that they work for us right now. So we have people who are programmers, designers, video editors, copywriters. The thing is that it takes a lot to one of the most time-consuming tasks is not so much running the ads, but managing the team takes a lot of time out of you, and especially when you travel with the levels that I travel, it becomes really difficult. So what we're trying to do is that we're working a lot more on creating systems and processes so the team can become better, and because there are right now we have them like a while, but have them a while for like 3-4 months right now, maybe a little more. But the thing is that it's another thing, each person on its own having its own skills, like knowing Photoshop or how to set up a
Hello.
I think we just the live video will resume in a moment.
Dimitris, can you hear me?
I can, yeah.
Cool. Is the echo any better now?
Yeah, I cannot hear you right now.
Cool. All right. Apologies for that. This is so amateur, but this is the cost of deciding to work in Canada and relying on local Canadian Wi-Fi, which has let me down, unfortunately. So I'm blaming the Canadians right now. Cool. So in terms of kind of masterminds, like what got you into masterminding? So something I've actually looked at more recently, following starting an agency for Facebook ads and then going into training course and then kind of figuring out like what's the best way of helping people. And I actually ran my first mastermind at Facebook's office, 15 people of my course, and that was a super good experience. It was only half a day, so there's only so much we can get through. And then I've actually now got a mastermind with the man himself, Tim Bird, in October, which is going to be like the biggest Facebook ads mastermind of 2018, which is also awesome. But you know, I've been looking at guys like yourself as well, and Tim Bird, and kind of looking at the impact that masterminds have as well. And I think that's the big thing here. That actually being in a room, working with people for a few days, you know, for me that's really powerful. How did you get into it, and kind of where do you see that going right now?
So the funny story is that I started because I can still hear myself, man. So guys and girls, I really apologize. Like, I think that we've let you down with the technology. We wanted to do a great live call here with DPS and the internet on and off, the background. So we apologize and thank you for being here. We'll try to do our best, but technology is not in our favor today. Anyway, so funny story is that 2.5 years ago, I was down to my last $10,000 as a married man, and Don Wilson, my mentor, said that he was going to do a mastermind in Mexico. As I said before, I live in I live in Greece, and the cost to attend was $5,000 plus the ticket, so it went close to $7,000. And I was down to my last 10, and I was with my back against the wall. But I really, really, really knew that if I wanted to make things happen, I really needed to invest in myself and to be in the circle. So I invested $7,000 out of the last 10 that we had. And imagine being in a circle of guys that are doing way better than you do. So we are around the table and we're going through our businesses, and everybody was like, okay, how much money did you do last year? And you could hear numbers like $2 million, $500,000, 300,000, $1 million. And I said, guys, please don't laugh, but in the whole last year, in 2015, I made $14,000, 1-4. That's it. And that was the moment that I just realized that we're going to have a baby too. So people responded, man, that you have a really, really big courage coming on here. I spent $7,000, and it was literally the best investment I ever made in my life. Because everybody started saying that, hey, man, if you really want help with Google AdWords and Google Analytics, there's a Greek guy named Dimitris who can really help you with that stuff. So I literally started working with 10 clients, which I was charging back then $1,000 for each client. So that was the best investment I've ever made in my life. I spent $7,000, close to $7,000. I got 10 clients, I got 10 great testimonials, and I got $3,000 in profit. And a mastermind was what put me in the map. So I attended again another mastermind in Jamaica. I started networking, meeting a lot of people that are doing way better than me. So I managed to break into my first 6 figures. And then at another mastermind a year and a half ago, I was in Thailand, again from Don Wilson. And there were guys right there who told me, hey, man, you need to do your own mastermind. I was like, what? What the fuck, man? Like, I cannot do my own mastermind. Are you kidding? Like, no, man, like you need to do your own mastermind. You need to invite people to Greece, and you have a really, really unique skill with Google AdWords and Google Analytics, and you can help people. Okay, and honestly, I have one talent. Like I consider myself a good marketer, a good entrepreneur, but this talent is, let's say, this is what I'm really good at, really, really, really good at, uncovering opportunities. So, okay, I said, let's put it out and let's see what happens. So while at the event in Thailand, everybody was pushing, hey man, you need to do a video that you invite people to your next mastermind. So we were at one island in Thailand, and there were guys like, did you do did you do the video? I said, no, I'm going to do it in the next one. I was really, really afraid to do it. We went to the next island hopping in Thailand. Did you do the video? No, I will do it later. No, go do it now. Anyway, to cut long story short, I did the video. I had no idea, no location. I only knew that I wanted to do it in Greece and in Santorini. So I said, hey guys, I'm here in Thailand, Don Wilson's mastermind. But guess what? We're going to do my own mastermind in Greece, blah, blah, blah. Stay tuned for the details. And the next thing I know is that when I announced the mastermind, I managed to sell all 14 spots in a matter of less than 2 days, 43 hours, with no advertising, no affiliates. I didn't even have a landing page. And I was like, dude, like, what is going on? And honestly, like, I booked the villa, I booked the food, etc., etc., etc. I wasn't doing it, just for the money. And I was doing it for people to have fun. People came out to my country who had an amazing time, and people would say, man, you need to do this again. I said, no, man, I'm too afraid. I don't know. Like, I was like that. Then I said, okay, let's do it again. That was fun. It was stressful. I won't lie. But I said, okay, let's do it again. So we do it again last September, and I managed to sell it not in 43 hours. It was in 56 hours, but still in less than 3 days. I was like, dude, like, really? 14 people coming from all over the world, from even New Zealand, Australia, Indonesia, Thailand. It was so crazy, and we had an amazing time. We networked with each other. Every single person was doing at least 6 figures, and we had guys that are doing up to $90 million per year. Okay, so the thing is, and obviously I cannot reveal who is the person, but this is why masterminds are so important. This is why these events, it doesn't matter if it's in Greece or next door to you or in United States or Canada, wherever, like try to invest in yourself, because you will realize that you spend much more time, 4 or 5 days with someone, but they know the shit, okay? You will meet people that are doing much bigger numbers than you do, so you will get inspired. And all jokes aside, when you spend 4 or 5 days with someone together, okay, you share the same villa, you share the same food, you network together, you exchange advices, you see what works in your business and what doesn't. Honestly, held 3 masterminds so far, and I have my next one this September, where Deepes is going to be there teaching his great knowledge with Facebook ads and everything else that he's a freaking beast at. And it's the most amazing feeling to be able to have like 42 people that attended all these events and 42 people that are super happy and got a positive ROI. Like, for me, it's not about the money. Everything I told you already, that it was always an event, a workshop, a mastermind that I met someone, and you can literally see the money making opportunities right there, right in front of your face. I've seen big deals happening, and just because one guy met another guy at the mastermind, they took them from 6 figures to 7 figures, or from 7 figures to 8 figures.
Absolutely. I mean, that's amazing. Guys, before we just go into the questions, just a reminder, if you can fire your questions in the comments below and put #live. If you're watching the replay, put #replay so that I can go back, and maybe with Dimitris, we'll come back and answer those questions as well. So any questions you got for Dimitris, Google Analytics, Google AdWords, Google Shopping, Facebook ads, e-com, conversion rate as well, like Dimitris has worked through the whole funnel. So just fire your questions below. I can't stress how big this opportunity is every time I have an expert on to ask these questions, because these people are difficult to get hold of. Dimitris is super busy with his businesses and also with his family as well. So fire your questions below. So yeah, I'll be at Dimitris's mastermind in September. Super excited, not just to be able to talk about Facebook ads, but also to experience the mastermind as an attendee as well. And I think it's going to be really cool. I do have a link. I'm going to post it down below. I think there's like 1 place left, or 2 places, or something like that. So if anyone is interested, take a look at that. But we're going to be going through some really cool stuff there. Just as a reminder, Dimitris, who have you got there as well with you on the mastermind?
Oh, I have the other amazing guy that I freaking love. He's the man himself, Nick Peroni, which is the founder of Ecom Empires. Like, Nick is first of all, he's a great guy. Like, really fun to hang out. Really knowledgeable. We started hanging out with Nick, and actually he invited me to speak at his own masterminds in Bali, in Indonesia, and the last one was in the Philippines, in the Bohol Island. Then we also did a course together. We did some trainings together. We spoke from stage together. So Nick is probably one of the guys that is responsible for the most success stories with his Ecom Empires group. He literally has created hundreds of success stories because people took his free training. His free training, it's way better than other paid trainings I've seen around. And for me, it's always attracting the great energy. Are we back? I think we're back. Are we back? Oh my God, this is embarrassing today. Oh my God, this is embarrassing. Deepest, can you hear me? Oh my God. It's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. Like, it literally throws you off. Literally throws you off. Dipesh, you're back. Anyway, I think I'm right here. Anyway, so I was talking about Nick Peroni and how awesome of a guy he is. He's literally is one of the guys that has created so many success stories with his e-com empires group. So I'm really happy and excited to have both Nick and Deepesh with me in Greece. We have an amazing villa which is 6,000 square feet. We have 2 private chefs cooking for.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I think
This
we're all.
is, it feels like I'm in a third world country here in Canada. You Canadians are letting me down. I don't know what's going on. I love Canada, but I don't like your internet. It's not great. Cool. So let's go into questions, because I know there's a lot of people here with lots of questions and they've been waiting patiently. So again, apologies for the breakup in the technology. Keep your questions posted below. Put hashtag live if you are on the live, hashtag replay if you're on the replay. So I'm going to go back through the comments and just call them out. Right, so let's go. Right, so question from Geraldine. Dimitris, I don't know if you can see it. I've just posted that into the Be Live. Does it come up on your screen? Can you see that?
No, yeah, I can see it.
That's fine. Cool. So do you want to read it out and answer?
Okay, so Geraldine asks, what is the typical leave money on the table thing we can address first? I'll tell you, there are so many things that you can work on, but I'll tell you the number one thing that I see in every single store. Yes, and I know that's a bold statement, but I've seen stores doing like from 100,000 per year up to stores that are doing 100 million per year. Okay, the 100 million are not a lot, but I've seen some of them too. Okay, average page load time. If it takes more than 5 seconds for your website to load for your e-com store, it means that you are actually throwing money away out of the window because you are spending money where no one ever is going to see your content. So if it takes more than 4 seconds to load for your store, okay, it literally you just threw away 50% of your advertising budget. So this is the thing number one that you need to work. And one of the things that really drives me crazy, I see so many people doing, so many stores doing $1 million per year, okay, and you see that they have an average load time like of 9 seconds, which is not the worst I've seen, or 8 seconds, but imagine how many more people you could capture as potential clients if you work on only one thing. That's thing number one. I've seen so many stores that are saying, hey man, Facebook ads don't work anymore and Facebook ads is shit and blah, blah, blah. And I go inside and I see that it takes 15 seconds to load. They say, no way. Of course it doesn't take 15 seconds to load. Look, I open up my phone and it just took like 3 seconds to load. And I'm like, yeah, because you visit your website, your store a lot every single day, okay, there is something that's called cache. So your whole store has been cast out to your phone or your laptop. So this is why it takes you 3 seconds for your site to load. If you test it and you see what someone from Canada, which is really bad, or anyway, that was a joke, a cold joke. Anyway, that anyone somewhere else from all over the world, especially if you're doing word traffic, okay, it might take 10 seconds to load, 15 seconds to load, 20 seconds to load, even worse. Okay, so I can guarantee you right now that there are so many people that won't wait for your website to load. So this is number one thing that you can work on into your store.
Cool. Another question then from Geraldine. How do you see Facebook ads and Google ads working together? Google ads for cold audiences and Facebook ads for retargeting. So I think that's a really cool question, because I see a lot of people just focusing on one channel. So, I'm just going to run Facebook ads, or I'm just going to do Google AdWords. And honestly, like I've scaled lots of different companies, and not one company has ever relied only on one channel. And actually, if you are just going to rely on one channel, it's suicide. At any point, Facebook can change its algorithm, can change its rules and all that kind of stuff, and your results, if you're just relying on Facebook, are going to fall apart. But Dimitris, it'd be good to know, kind of from your experience, how you've seen Facebook ads and paid search in this example work together.
Absolutely. So this is one of the things that, because I come from a background that Facebook wasn't a really, really big thing when I got started. So it was mainly about Google Ads. So we started using channels because not all channels were available right then. So we got started with Google Search, which was user intent, like someone is actually looking for shoes or jewelry or electronic cigarettes or furniture or whatever that is. And then we started enhancing all the Facebook ads experience where it's more like a pattern interrupt. So I think that those two can work really, really great. And I don't believe that Google Ads can be only for cold audiences and Facebook ads for retargeting. It can work the other way too, because many, many times you have no clue who your ideal client is. So you're trying with cold audiences to try Facebook ads. But what you can do is you can insert the pixel from Google and try to remarket all the people in the Google display network. So you have to have an overall strategy, but the basic idea, if I can lay it out in 2-3 sentences, is this. First of all, you need to make sure that both your pixels are firing correctly and you're gathering the audiences. So make sure that you are retargeting both into inside Facebook and both into the Google display network. Okay. The other thing that you can do, especially if you are trying to be a brand, you can find all your branded keywords. People are actively looking for you and start advertising on Google Search. Another thing that you can do on Google Search is that you can try to find which are the keywords that potentially have the biggest potential to be really, really profitable for you. So if you're selling shoes, for example, I wouldn't go to advertise for the keyword shoes. It's really, really broad. Someone means that it's on the top stage of the funnel, so it will take you much more money in order to create them, to make them as a customer. I would target, to give an example for the shoes, if someone is looking for an actual model of shoes, let's say that he's looking for Nike Air Max 97 size 23, whatever. This is more an actual keyword from a user that he really, really knows what he's looking for. So that is Google Search. And the last thing, and I know that we're talking about Google Ads, but I'm going to talk a little bit about YouTube, because YouTube is enhanced in the Google AdWords platform. You can create your remarketing audiences there too. So, and that goes, of course, for the Google Display Network. So exactly, the process is really, really similar. So exactly as you use all your Facebook ads audiences, custom audiences, where you go inside, where you say, okay, I want all these people who visited the homepage, or people who visited this category, or people who visited this. Okay, you can go inside and create audiences on YouTube and Google Display Network, like people who saw this video, people who visited my channel, or people who subscribed to the channel, or people who visited this product but not the other, or people who added to cart but did not purchase, or people who purchase. So it's a full strategy. We can do a whole interview, a whole live only just for that. It's a whole big concept, but the basic idea is that you need to be on multiple channels and don't have only in your mind that Google Ads is for cold audiences or Facebook ads for targeting. It can work for both ways.
Absolutely, and I just add that when you're looking at your channel performance, you have to consider blended cost per acquisition. So if you're working with keywords which maybe are at the top of the funnel, so maybe you're looking at keywords which are basketball sneakers or something like that, and you bring them to your site and then you retarget through Facebook ads, obviously you want to look at your cost per acquisition by channel, but you have to look at the blended CPA for that as well, and kind of get that blended CPA, the blended ROAS, as best as it can be. So I've done a lot of work, as Geraldine's suggested, pulling out top of the funnel keywords from paid search, send them to dedicated landing pages, create custom audiences from that. And also at that point, you know something about them. So I ran a sneaker store. And for example, if I know that they're interested in basketball as opposed to those, then my Facebook ads are going to be a lot more specific because of its higher engagement. I get better CPMs, better click-through rates, et cetera, et cetera. So do think about that, because one of the challenges with Facebook is when you're creating audiences, when you're using Facebook's own built-in tools, everyone's using that, and sometimes you have to think outside the box, and that's why video view campaigns work really well top of the funnel, because then you can create your own custom audience, and then you can hit them with direct response. Same thing from external channels. I've done the same with Pinterest before. Pinterest as a channel is hard to convert straight away, but you can get a ton of cheap traffic. Get them into your site, pixel them, hit them up with Facebook ad retargeting, and you can create a great funnel from that as well. So I just kind of add that to the top to that as well. Thanks, Geraldine. So question from Jeff. I've been running Facebook ads to various apparel brands for 3 to 4 years. Lately, CPMs have been tough to battle. What's been the biggest help in ensuring you're still profitable?
I think that you're more a better person to answer this, but I'll give my 2 minutes take on the raising CPMs. You see, when you're getting in this world and you are long enough in the game, I started working with Google AdWords, and Google AdWords back in the day in 2010, 11 was really cheap for a really competitive keywords. The same thing happened with Facebook ads. And my prediction is that the CPMs are going to keep rising. Okay, the thing is that we were joking with some marketers. I don't remember if it was in Barcelona or at another event, that will say that in 2-3 years from now, man, I got the CPM of like $300, and like I will say, oh man, you rock. So a good CPM right now would be in the range of like $10-20, and we consider that really good. But then if it gets really high, like 60, 70, 80, 100, it's really expensive. So the thing is that all the platforms start away and they're giving really cheap traffic. Same thing happened with Google, same thing happens with Facebook ads, and you will see with other channels too. So if you're not in the beginning, that you are not taking advantage of the platforms at the beginning, thing is that you have to differentiate yourself. Okay, so CPMs are rising. Why? Because we have way many more competitors right in the game, that you're bidding for the exact same target audiences, for the exact same countries, with the exact same creatives. Okay, and we all know that you're talking about apparel brands, etc. But there are so many people, especially in the dropshipping world, but that not only they're not reinventing the wheel, but they blatantly copy one video that they can find online. They don't even change like slightly the video, or they don't even try to change the copy. So if you want to differentiate yourself, there are mainly two things that you can do. First of all, create your own, make your own creatives, even if that has to do with like actually ordering the product and have it into your own office, or if you work with an actual videographer, okay, that can make a really good video for you. Majority of the videos that I have worked with clients and we've done has been done with this, just an iPhone. Okay, so you can do amazing videos with just like zoom in, zoom out, turn around, blah blah blah. Write the label below and downstairs, and that's about it. Test it out. Do your own creatives. The other thing that you can do in order to have better CPMs is try to come up with a unique angle on how you promote the product. What is the pain? What is the problem that this product is solving? Most of the ads I continue to see, like 90% today, is like, oh my God, this is amazing, buy now, get yours now. Oh my God, this is amazing, tag a friend. Tag a friend, maybe not so much right now, but if someone has no clue who you are or what this product, yes, there are still some ads that they still work in this way, but you have to differentiate yourself and come up with a unique angle, with a unique copy of why should I buy? Why should I care? What's in it for me? People don't care about us. they don't care about us that we are marketers and we are entrepreneurs and we want to make money. People only care about what the product can do for themselves. So hopefully, Jeff, that answers your question, that you need to differentiate yourself. And before you start thinking products, you need to start thinking about people, because people are who are paying the money. All the products have a really good use. And one great book that I suggest, that I have right here as my marketing Bible, is Cash Advertising. And it's really funny because I like, when I do this in books, I really like to write when I bought them. So this is it. I bought this one in February of 2015, way before I got involved to run my own business. So this book here is my copywriting Bible. So that book will help you tremendously.
Cool, awesome. Next question is from Walid. Will you both be at the AAS 2018? Dimitris, do you know what AAS 2018 is?
Yeah, it's an Arab Affiliate Summit. I was there. I was invited to speak last year in Egypt, where I spoke in front of 500 people. And man, I love Arabs. Like, I felt more than welcome. I felt even better than my own country. So welcoming. So, like, Arabs are brothers and sisters. So I had a great fun.
Awesome.
And this year, I don't know if I should announce it, but yes, I'm going to be one of the speakers in the Arab Affiliate Summit for 2018. It's not official yet. No one has announced it yet, but probably you'll see my face. So yes, awesome. I'll be there. I'll be in Morocco. I'll be this year. It's in Casablanca. Yeah, so I'll be there.
Good stuff. Next question from Naveen. Do you take private client engagements? Basically a done-for-you conversion masters engagement. So I guess that's for you personally. Do you take on personal clients?
Yeah, I do, Naveen. I work with clients that have already been producing some good amount of money, good revenue. So they have already products, have already offers that have been working great, and I managed to show them really how and where and how much money they are leaving on the table. So I can help pick up a lot of that money from the table. So yeah, if you're interested, you can hit me up. Yes, for sure.
Cool. I think we've answered Jamie's question. I just want to make sure we've acknowledged what do you see is the best way to utilize Facebook ads and AdWords together. So we went through that probably about 10 minutes ago. So do check back if you missed that one as well. Let's see what else we've got. So question from Joe. When it comes to advertising, where do you see it going? Facebook winning or Google Ads?
Honestly, I think we kind of already answered this one, but I think it should be a combination of both. For me, it's not one or another. It's trying to find the sweet spot of how you can combine both Facebook and Google. So it's never or. It's how you can incorporate all these traffic channels into your own advertising. And when you manage to have like a really good ROI from both of them, how you can incorporate also other traffic like Instagram, search engine optimization, messenger marketing, email marketing. Just make sure that you have everything laid out. Don't try to do everything right at once. If you have something that already is working, usually 99% of the people start from Facebook. And when they laid out, then they try to see, okay, what else can I do? So always try to see how you can make them both work together. Pretty much is the same strategy, but I believe that every single channel has its own ins and outs. So you have to differentiate your strategy slightly so you can target the right people.
Cool. Dimitris, a few people said that when you showed the book or the books, the screen froze up. Could you just bring the books back up?
Of course. This is one of the most amazing books, Cash Advertising.
Awesome.
Drew Eric Wickman. I actually shared the same stage with Drew Eric Wickman last year in Affiliate World Berlin, and nice. This guy is really a beast, really a beast.
Cool, man. So, question from Sam: This is an interesting one. So what is the best attribution model for Facebook sales in GA?
I laugh because last click always looks worse. I'll tell you what, Google Analytics, and especially all the actual the attribution model that is used from every single platform that is tracking numbers, is not 100% correct. And no, like, you can take Kissmetrics, you can take Mixpanel, you can take Google Analytics. This answer is really, really hard to answer because you never know 100%. So it really comes down to what your actual story is and how you can make sure that whatever advertising platform that you're using, sorry, not advertising, analytics, statistics, and numbers gathering platform that you're using, and make sure that you can get the most out of it. So with Google Analytics, the thing is that from my perspective, no platform, no analytics platform is 100% correct. So I cannot really answer this question because so for depending, for the attribution model, I know I work with a lot of clients that the last click was always the best, okay, and I work with a couple of clients that it always looked the worst. So I apologize, but I cannot really answer that question. For me, I like always to go to see as an attribution model. I always like to go with the last click. It's not necessarily 100% correct, and I know that this is not the answer that we're hoping for. But when you're doing analysis, you have to take some things as a fact, that you know that no tool is 100% correct, and you know that Facebook and Google, there's so many years that they don't get along together. You know, no matter what you do, you even have to tag your own Facebook ads in order to be able to see them inside analytics. But when it comes to Google AdWords, you don't have to do anything because it's the same. Google AdWords with Google Analytics were the best. Google Analytics with Facebook ads, unfortunately, is not working the best. So I feel your pain, Sam, and I apologize that I cannot really answer your question.
So what I would add to that is check out Facebook Analytics. So Facebook are many, many years away from being as good as Google Analytics, but actually the tools there are really, really good. So this is something I'll be talking about, Dimitris, in the Greek Mastermind, is how to actually use Facebook Analytics to make sense of your data. There's actually so much there which people are not tapping into. And if you can, just check it out. Create a funnel. You can create a funnel based on your pixels. So right from landing page view content, add to cart, initiate checkout, etc. Just go and create that funnel and just go and see what's going on there. And that's something which should be in your armory. So when I'm looking at data, I'm looking at Facebook ads, I'm looking at Facebook Analytics, I'm looking at Google Analytics. I'm also looking at the store data. So Shopee, for example, and making sure I have a good view of everything that's going on. And looking at the kind of blended CPA. So if the Shopify has had 100 sales, Facebook is showing 30, and Google Analytics is showing 90. I know that, for example, most of my clients, majority of the spend is Facebook ads. So even if Facebook shows 30 sales and Shopify shows 100, I know that there's a massive attribution there going on from Facebook. And to support that, what I do is to change the attribution window in Facebook from 28-day click and 1-day view to 28-day click, 28-day view. Like, that's the best way to give yourself a proper view of your attributed sales over 28 days, especially when you know that, for example, Facebook ads is your majority channel, to see the impact of the display of your ads. Because obviously you can track your click data quite clearly through Facebook, and it does show you some attributed data to view. But if your ads are consistently running, and you'll see this as well for your stories, there'll be a lot of clicks that come through direct or through organic search, for example. Well, actually, if Facebook is the only paid channel you're driving, then the majority of that direct or organic is coming through Facebook as well. So just make sure you're trying to attribute your channels as best you can. Google Analytics can help. The attribution modeling is great, but it won't give you the full story. So that's just something to add to that as well. Question here from Imran. So this is a good one. So what are the must-have elements on a product page for it to help conversion rates?
I have a very interesting answer on this one. So you see all these courses that are saying, hey man, like the add to cart button has to be green. And it's really, really funny to see that in almost every single store that I see that the button is green. And I always ask, like, have you tested that? And they say, no, everybody says to be green. And that's that's the most funny and lame answer that I have ever got. So when someone says that, okay, the add to cart button has to be green, it means that they have tested it, or it means that it works for them even if it hasn't tested it, or they haven't split tested a red or a blue or a yellow or whatever button it is. So it's really, really funny because in conversion rate optimization, you always start with the fact that you don't know anything. Okay, you start with something that you started and created. You have a conversion rate, let's say, of 4%. You are going to say, man, 4% is amazing. And I'm going to say, you know what's more amazing? 5%. And more amazing than that, 6%, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So always, always, always you need to split test that. The second thing, people say that add to cart or buy now or add to bag or shop now or whatever. Again, testing is always the answer. So to give you a more clear answer on what Imran you are asking right here, make sure that you have a clean as possible. So the background is usually white, okay, because it's really easier for the eyes to read. Okay, you have like really, really clear titles and descriptions. This is for me the must-have elements. You have really clear images of the product, especially when we're talking about an actual product in use and not like a t-shirt. Usually when we're talking about a brand and POD, in my test, I have seen that when you're using actual models wearing the t-shirt compared to the t-shirt itself, the actual models, when you're showing an actual human, it works way better. Reviews is a must-have element, and even better testimonials. If you can get testimonials from people, especially video testimonials, even when it's like I just take my phone and shoot like an actual video testimonial. Hey guys, I bought from xstore.com and I received it yesterday and I'm super happy and blah blah blah. So testimonials are a little bit hard to get because most of the people won't bother send you a testimonial, but in my testing, it has proved to be one of the most important factors for increasing the trustworthiness and authority of your store. Trust symbols is another thing that you need to make sure that one of the most important reasons that someone doesn't buy from you is because they don't know you and they don't trust you. So in order to make them trust you, you have to have these trust symbols everywhere, and make sure that you do not spread them, but really place them into actual strategically where people need to know that their checkout is 100% safe and secure. What are the other things? Okay, telephone number. So one big mistake that you can not only use it on the product page, but also you can use it in your homepage, categories, or contact. Like, make it easy for people to reach out to you. Okay, it's not like that you walk inside the store and you have like the employee that comes in and you're like, hello sir, how can I help you? How can I serve you today? And you see that it's an actual store. So imagine someone coming into your store, okay, and they have no idea who you are. They have no human interaction. Unfortunately, there are a lot of scammers out there that they're going out. So they cannot really humanize the experience. So you need to make sure that you have everywhere and your product page that let them know that do you have any problem? Call us 1-800 whatever. Do you have any problem? Email us. Do you have any problem? Like I wouldn't say pay us a visit, but also you can even be in your underwear working like with your from the comfort of your house. But people need to make sure they need to be sure that you're not going to take their money and run. Okay, so one of the best things that you can do is that you can amplify an actual phone number, even if you don't have an actual person who is going to pick up the phone. Okay, you can even use an actual recorded message where you can say that I don't really highly suggest that, but for some people it works. They say that we are really, really busy right now, so please leave us your name and email, and we can get back to you. Or they say that, oh, please send us an email at this email address, and we'll get back to you. People need to make sure that they have to deal with a really big.
Interestingly, my first A/B test was testing a green button versus a red button, and actually, I was working for a hotel brand at the time, and green was their brand, and they said it has to be red, it has to be green. That's our brand colors. And the brand manager at the time was absolutely against it, but it was our first A/B test, and the consultant that was working with us said, use a color that has a high contrast. You can actually just see what the difference is. The red button, I think it had like a 30% increase in click-through rate. And this is from the product page to cart. 30% increase. Guess what happened? We weren't allowed to use the red color because it was off-brand. I mean, how insane is that? You've got a 30% increase from product page to cart, and your marketing manager, your brand manager says, nope, not happening because green's our color. And as crazy as that sounds, that's actually a really common scenario that does happen with some brands as well. So I know a lot of you own your own stores. Some of you are working on behalf of clients. When you're working on your own stuff, like put any kind of expectations of what should and will work to the side, and just focus on testing and just see what's actually going to work. Obviously, you don't want a page that's full of lots of different colors and stuff like that, but do be open to testing. I think that's the main thing to take away from that.
Absolutely.
Dimitris, are you still with us? I think
Yes, I'm
might
here.
have lost you. Guys,
I'm here. Can you hear me? Can you guys still hear us? Them to talk to the colleague or include it in your package that you sell. I'm not sure that I 100% understand your question.
So I think I can answer that from my perspective. So actually the question is, so I run a Facebook ads agency, and I've where clients have said, we want you to do paid search, and we want you to do Twitter ads, and we want you to do LinkedIn, and I've said no. We're a Facebook ads agency. We're all in on Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, etc., and that's all we do. And some other agencies will do absolutely everything. Others will do performance marketing, Facebook ads, and paid search. And I guess the question is, should you or a consultant offer both Facebook ads and AdWords, or do you kind of pull people in as you need to? And so from my perspective, I just do Facebook ads. I've spent millions on paid search in the past. Actually, before I came on to Facebook ads, I've done TV advertising. I've also tested on Twitter and all these other channels. But right now, there aren't many really, really good Facebook ads agencies out there. And when I mean good, I mean are able to fully understand the platform and make almost any kind of niche work. And because what I see with digital agencies is they try and bolt everything on. So, you will do paid search with all those things. It's really difficult to be the best at all of those at the same time, unless you've got a really, really large agency. And even the large agencies suffer. I've worked with the likes of Ogilvy, Mediacom, all these kind of companies, and they will tell you we do full service. In reality, they don't, because they're not the best at each of those areas. And so my view as an agency is we want to be the best at Facebook ads. And that's the position we've set out to accomplish. If a client says, we need someone to do paid search, or we need someone to do Google Analytics, then I'll call in someone to help with those specific things. But we want to be the best at Facebook ads. So I don't think you have to offer everything. Neither am I saying you have to just niche down. It's more on what you want the experience to be for your clients. So that's my perspective. I guess, Dimitris, it'll be good to hear from you as well.
Yeah. So understanding the question too. The thing is that you have to be 100% focused on what you're really good at. And me, especially in my consulting agency, I focus only on Google Analytics and CRO. Obviously, I'm good with Google AdWords. Obviously, I'm good with YouTube ads. I know Facebook ads. I can understand a lot of sides of the marketing. But if someone wants to work with a Facebook ads agency, I won't go and say that I'll do them for you, because there are people that are way better than I do, and I really like to focus on what I'm best at. And this is what I always say to people. So people come out to me when they only want to increase their numbers and check out their Google Analytics. And this is what I'm best, and this is what I'm trying to be the best at every single day. So I think that I 100% agree with what Dipe said. And I have a lot of bad examples to show you, especially here in Greece, that the agencies that they were starting out, that they were doing anything. I can still see it in my in some of the stores, and you can see like from website creation, from printing flyers, from doing T-shirts, from, I don't know, dancing in the rain, being a magician, and I don't know, and card games. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, for me, focus on 1-2 things that you are really good at, and you can also white label services, and you can also sell services when you know that you have the right person that you can trust, that he's a good person, and he's a really beast in what he does. That would be really proud for his work as it was your work.
Absolutely. Guys, appreciate the questions, and Dimitris, appreciate your time today as well. I think we're going to close it there. So just to kind of close out for you, Dimitris, what's coming up for you in 2018 and what are you looking forward to?
Absolutely. So first of all, it's always a great pleasure for being around entrepreneurs, doing these live webinars, Facebook Lives, interviews. Because it's always fun, and I'm telling you, I never see this as time that it has to get away from me. Like, I see that these type of events, let's say, as time really well spent. So thank you for doing this, and thank you for being here, every single one of you that enjoying this interview. So for me, I focus on what I do best. So more events that I'm speaking this year. So I'm confirming this event. So nothing is official yet. The next thing is that we have the mastermind, the Greek mastermind, which is going to be in September in a beautiful villa in Zakynthos, Greece, where you can find more information in the link that Dipes posted. This is the GreekMastermind.com. We're looking for 2 more people. We already have 12 entrepreneurs that are doing 6, 7, and 8 figures in their business, and the cost to attend is $5,000. It's expensive. It's not for newbies. It's for people who are already been producing a great income into their e-com store or the business, and they're looking for a way to scale. And I'm so confident about this event that I offer a ROI guarantee. I don't think that no one ever offers something like that. So I'm honored to have Dipes and Nick Peroni coming to Greece to teach to my people right there. We're going to have an amazing time. Everything is included in the pricing. So if you're really interested, there are only 2 spots left. We already have 12 people, all of them doing 6, 7, and 8 figures in e-commerce, Amazon, and affiliate marketing from all over the world. So if you're looking for a way to scale your business, we'd love to have a chat with you to see if we are a good fit for each other, of course. And obviously, I'm continuing doing the work that I'm good at. So I'm having my consulting agency with the Google Analytics and conversion rate optimization. So if you're looking for a way to scale your business and you don't want to come to Greece for any reason, I don't know why anyone wouldn't want to come to Greece, like, except from the financial shit that we're going through. It's a great country, good people, really great food, and it's a summer. So if you check out the Greek Mastermind, you will see like the views are sick, and you can also watch like the last year's highlights from there, and check out some of the testimonials. So yeah, focusing on where we do that and what we enjoy, and traveling the world, man. That's it.
And how can people follow you? You've got a Facebook group, and kind of how else can they connect with you?
So yeah, the Facebook group, which is Conversion Masters, and actually they can follow my page as well, which is Dimitris Skiadas under my name. They can
And
also
it's the one with the one of the Greek Spartan faces you've got on there as well, right?
Which is, I'll say again.
You've got one of the, one of the Spartan. Your face has been put into one of the. That's pretty cool.
That's the branding, and that was a joke that was, I think it was on X Factor, where people said that, hey guys, if you like to follow me, this is how my back looks like. They were like, they were like this. If you want to follow me, anyway, that was a bad joke.
No worries, cool, man. Well, appreciate your time today, guys. Show your love for Dimitris, hit the likes and the loves and all that kind of stuff. And like I've said, we'll come back and answer any questions that we didn't get through. Connect with Dimitris on his page or in his group. But from a dodgy internet-connected Canada, that's it from me. And from a lovely Greece, that's it from Dimitris. So appreciate you guys joining us, and we'll see you online again soon. Thanks, Dimitris.
Thank you so very much. Have a beautiful day, everyone.
Awesome.